No cocky, no boing boing. No, bad.
Want boing boing.
No, bad.
You're laughing. He got fired because Cocky wanted boing boing, and you're laughing.
And you're laughing? You animals.
Wait, I thought this was going to be our whisper, our ASMR episode. Welcome to Talk About.
I'm immediately uncomfortable.
Yeah, isn't that uncomfortable? Imagine doing that
for an hour. Yes, this is the meeting for the rezoning of the Portillos. Thank you for joining everybody on our Zoom court today. Oh, Roxy's also here.
Or
for
no, cool. it's our public Zoom meeting.
Oh, yes, public space Zoom meetings.
Yeah.
If you didn't get the meeting room code, it is 6969.
420
should get you in. Yeah. I think there's a pound sign in there somewhere. We'll get it out there. Don't worry. Stoop, how you doing today, buddy?
God, praise be to Allah. It's another beautiful day in Cook County, Illinois.
More like Crook County, am I right? Got him.
I don't know if I got my knee on screen there. I tried to do the knee slapper, you know. No, I'm good. My asshole's not as good. I think I pooped 5 times today, 4 or 5 times today. I don't know what's going on. I haven't done anything unusual, and they've been like a good volume as well. So we've been doing some work today, but I'm nice and probably about 10 pounds lighter than when I started the day, and I'm at fighting weight, so perfect. We can do this show where that's important.
Didn't even need to abuse Ozempic today. I'm proud of you.
Not today.
Good.
Not today. The re-up is in the mail. What about you?
Well, I didn't poop as much as you did, but I did have one before this, so now I'm feeling light and ready to go and won't be dragged down. So, no Portillos if you're pooping that much, apparently. Sorry. You've been capped.
Okay. I already had a more local greasy burger today, so.
Ooh. Yeah. It's my favorite cover band. Local greasy burger.
Local greasy burger. That's have we checked what Jake Burger named his son? Is it Local Greasy?
This is my son, Local Greasy.
He'd be popular. I mean, those joints always stay open, they do a lot of business.
Hell yeah, Roxy, let's go for a ride here. Shit. Not literally, I hope, but if you could do that, that's impressive.
There's not a fan in my toilet, Sean. I don't know what's going on with yours, but invite me over if there's some cool technology that I don't know about going on in there.
The all sit and shit scene, baby.
That's right, baby.
Oh goodness, Stoop, what are we doing here? What are we doing? What is this?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, theys and thems, this is Talking Out Our Ass. It's an interview show, a talk show, whatever you call those things, hosted by the always gorgeous Sam Reeves alongside yours truly, Stu Kid. And each time we do an episode, I was going to say each week, but it's really not each week. It's whenever the hell we feel like it. You can go fuck yourself. Every time we do an episode, we bring on a guest, and the twist that we put on the traditional talk show, interview show format is that as of right now, Sam and I are completely in the dark as to what this episode's about. So we bring the guest on. The guest tells us what they'd like to talk about. They're prepared. We're not at all. We have no expertise in anything. And we then have to formulate an interview on the spot, off the top of our heads. It's a bad idea, and you could be doing anything else other than watching this. But you've now been warned, so past this point, it's your fault.
That is true.
Ooh, I thought I had a fart. No, okay,
nope.
we're all right.
Just pooped again?
Yeah, just pooped a little.
Okay.
Let's see. Not reading that one. Do we have a guest? Did you remember a guest?
I did remember a guest.
Okay, good.
I did. Oh wait. Oh, well, I had a sock puppet, but it's not. I guess it went away. We do have a guest, but as Stoop was saying, we don't know what's about to happen. We're much like Osama bin Laden. Our guest is SEAL Team 6. So here, ladies, gentlemen, theys, thems, it is our friend Keelin. Hi, Keelin.
Hi. What's up?
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Also, mainly hi to your wife, Sam.
Oh,
Your beautiful wife.
Mainly hi to your wife. Like, it's good. It's okay to see you, but really, she wants to say hi to your wife. That's what we're here for.
Most people do. It's fine.
Just beautiful. Hi, Roxy. Also beautiful and wonderful. It's a good crowd.
Yeah.
Good crowd. Good crowd.
Welcome to the show, Keelin.
And
Thanks.
thorough.
So we broke it down for the people what's about to happen to us. So what are we going to interview you about today?
All right. You're going to interview me about what I'm going to steal from Wikipedia a lot. And what they have it listed as is United States amusement park accidents.
Oh.
I do have guidelines for us to an extent. To an extent.
Made Stoop's year.
I'm so happy.
Good. We have a lot. We have a lot we need to get into. So, yeah, I feel weird saying this is a topic that interests me because that's really
look. Janice had airplane crashes, so you're not
okay. Perfect.
So,
that makes me feel so good. All right, cool. I knew we're friends for a reason. So, amazing. Okay.
Oh yeah, we had John Wayne Gacy. I mean, this is babies. This is nothing.
Yeah.
Good. Perfect. I know. Once I saw John Wayne Gacy, I was like, okay, cool. I can get weird with it. I see an action park mentioned there.
I was holding on to Action Park. Andy, you've already spoiled one of my questions.
That's a good one. It's a good one.
But all right, great. It's another topic that I somehow am prepared for, and Sam is not.
Well, you guys can take turns, so that's good. It's good.
It is good. Yeah. Well, how's your day been before we bombard you with questions here?
Well, besides the trauma and horror that is amusement park accidents, it's been great. The weather's nice, it's been beautiful outside. It's really sunny. Not looking forward to some of the heat, but it's how it is. It's how it is.
Now, the way you phrased that, have you just been home researching theme park accidents all day?
I did start researching a little last night, although I'm going to be honest with you, I already had a few in mind that I remembered.
Hell yeah.
But covering some of them again, I was like, good God. It's just like, I do a lot of like wiki surfing to fall asleep, so I'll just open like Wikipedia page after Wikipedia page, and I do like a lot of war stuff. And reading about this was like reading about war to an extent. So it's just brutal. Just blood, guts, limbs everywhere. Decapitations.
So many appendages.
There's a reason those fences are there, folks, and it says keep out. That's. I just want to say too that's how smart people go to sleep, right? Like most of us. Most of us are just kind of drooling and scrolling Instagram reels and just stimuli, right? Keelin is learning and expanding her base of knowledge as she falls asleep.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
So we should all take something from that. Tonight I'm just gonna start randomly looking at how do you know what to read about? You just click randomize on Wikipedia?
Yeah, usually I'll have something in mind or I'll hear about something and then I'll just like find other links within an article and just open. I've had like 60 tabs open before and then I'm like, I got to go read through these to close them to end this part about Russia during World War II and World War I. Got to put those to bed along with myself.
Right. You and post-war Russia.
Yes. Oh my God. Brutal. Yeah, Caitlin. Amen.
Love a good rabbit hole. We love all kinds of holes on this show. So,
I'm glad your butthole's okay, by the way.
Well, okay is generous.
Will it make it? Is it going to survive?
We're managing. I'm not going to say this is my Jordan flu game, but we're managing. I'll be able to sit here for an hour.
Does your butthole resemble an amusement park accident ride right now?
It could, I could probably file a claim somehow in this wonderfully litigious society we've created for ourselves, where we have supreme leaders that can do anything they want. Now, what's the first? What you said you had some in mind already?
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
What are the? I guess the first one pops out at you. That's your favorite disaster. My favorite disaster. I will say some of the ones I picked out, I tried to avoid anything with kids because I'm pretty dark, but it's too dark. And there's a lot. There's so many with little kids. It's depressing. And I do want to say there will be mentions of groping coming up. So if that bothers anybody, avoid the groping. But the first one doesn't have groping. The first one is actually close to home, and it's my favorite one because every October I go to Fright Fest at Six Flags Great America, and this is my favorite one. On October 12th, 2008, a park employee dressed up as a werewolf suddenly lost balance while walking on stilts and fell through a window inside the park's restaurant, injuring a guest who was standing nearby the window. The victim was taken to a nearby hospital, treated for injuries, and later released. The employee was not injured. So you have a werewolf walking on stilts falling through a glass window at Six Flags. I mean, the employee wasn't injured because he fell on the other guy.
Yeah.
The other guy cushioned his fall.
Can you imagine standing there though and be like,
"Oh my god,
what happened? I've just been hit by a werewolf on stilts."
Yeah, a werewolf fell out of the sky.
Talking about your favorite rides that day, how fun you've been having.
Setting in line for a $40 Johnny Rockets combo.
Yeah, that's like, oh yeah, they're like a hockey puck.
Oh yeah, disgusting. Baby, that's the good stuff.
Yeah, it was at Antoine's, which I think it might be something else now. I think last time I went, they changed it. Yeah, it was in the New Orleans area of the park.
Oh yeah, that's definitely changed.
Mardi Gras.
Yeah, baby.
I haven't been to the park since 2019, I think. So we're going. So I'm hitting up Fright Fest with you this year. I just invited myself. There you go.
Yeah, go for it. We bring a posse.
Werewolves on stilts.
Yeah, there still are a lot of people on stilts. Like last time I went, I think there was like a clown. I was like, you don't even know. You don't even know what you could do with all this power. Just fall through a window. Land on.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Well, so what I always wonder about the, and maybe this is a little off topic, but the scare workers, whatever you want to call all the extra staff they hire at Six Flags, it's Fright Fest. I've done the Halloween weekends at Cedar Point. They got motherfuckers dressed all kooky. You say boo, and you can get a little light up necklace if you don't want to be scared or whatever. But I always wonder how many waivers do you have to sign to have that job, or what kind of insurance must the park have, because a lot of them have to get punched in the face.
Yeah,
is what I always think.
There was actually one incident I read about where two people punched some of the fear workers because they got scared, and I was like, well, victim blame here, but what were you thinking? You go for the frights,
right?
Yes, not the fights.
Sure. You go for you know you're going to the Halloween themed whatever, right? But I don't know. Let's say your family dragged you along. You're not, you haven't really been briefed properly on what it is you're walking into, and unbeknownst to you, someone runs directly up. I don't know about Six Flags at Cedar Point. They'll get right up on you, and somebody comes right up behind you, puts their mouth right next to your ear, and makes a noise or something. Some people's reaction to being startled is just immediate violence.
That's true. Immediate violence.
I just wonder, what kind of insurance do they have, or what kind of liability waivers do the employees have to sign for that?
Yeah, I wonder too, because
well, now you got a new Wikipedia rabbit.
I do. I did read about, I think it was at Disney World, and I forgot what ride it was. It was some kind of water ride. A man was standing in line, and he was standing along some railing, and it fell off, and he fell in, and he sued for $1 million. And I was like, damn. Maybe I should fall
Yeah.
into
Right.
some water.
Always
Oops,
gives
I
you
fell.
Yeah, always gives you some ideas, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was like $1 million. I don't know how much he actually got. He just said he sued for $1 million, but just saying.
Let's see, and now that ship has sailed, no pun intended, or much pun intended. Because like you probably
Pun's
can't,
very
you
intended.
probably can't just do that again. Like I don't think like
true.
like McDonald's is probably ready now for if anybody wants to sue them because the coffee gave you fucking 3rd-degree burns on your crotch, right? Like
Yeah.
you can only kind of do that once. And then
It
the
didn't
magic's
say
gone.
not to pour it on my genitals, so
Right.
it just
Right.
said caution hot.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point, Sam. Yeah, I think you got him. I think you have a game plan for this weekend.
Yeah.
Screw 4th of July fireworks blowing me up. I'm gonna pour hot coffee on my
Want to know what Caitlin has to say about that?
Yeah,
Maybe she can pour it on you.
Yeah, there you go. There you
I
go.
have an accomplice. I can't do it myself. I'm scared.
The packaging on these M80s did not say not to put them in my butthole.
That's
So
true.
I think I am entitled to compensation.
Surgeon General did not warn against it.
Yeah.
Will you film it?
Well,
I'll
I don't know.
film
Does
it.
that help? Does that help or hurt my case? I suppose neither. So yeah, sure.
I guess it depends on how much you like scream or like when you cut it.
As long as it's for research and you're like, see, on the label it says doesn't say do not put in your butt, so I'm gonna put it in my
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. It literally. It might as well say, please put this in your butt. You know.
Yeah.
It's cylindrical. It's perfect.
It is. It's made for it.
Oh God, we're kindergartners. Sam, ask a question.
So on the scale that you've seen, this person falling off stilts, that's gotta be like on the lower end of horrible things to happen, right?
Yeah, definitely. Honestly, it was hard to find ones that weren't like
Yeah.
just
Just
people
horrible.
dying. There were a lot of like like people just dying on rides or shortly after getting off rides because of like heart stuff.
Yeah, that's no fun. I mean,
That's
there's
no
not a
fun.
lot. There's not a lot of visual appeal with those.
And it's pretty cut and dry. You know,
Yeah.
there's not a lot of you're right. There's not a lot of pizzazz.
You know, it's kind of just meh. What heart attacks. I'm gonna have one in 5 years. It is
Give
what
us
it is,
some damn
you know?
flair if you're gonna get hurt on a ride. God,
Right.
Yeah.
you
So-
boring ass people.
Oh God.
So I assume somewhere on your list is I don't believe it was Great America. I think it was a Six Flags park, but their version of the giant drop, one of those descending rides where the long hair gets caught in
Oh.
the.
Yeah. I feel like that's happened more than once too.
Do you have details on any of those in terms
There-
of location,
I
when,
think
where?
I think there was one in like Louisville or somewhere where the girl, her hair got caught in the little thing, the drop thing, and it like ripped her scalp off.
Goodness. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, heart attacks don't get the people going. That's what I'm saying.
It's not bloody enough.
Yeah, now the
It's not-
the scalp being removed.
I mean, that's
Giant drop, that's
that's pretty. And I don't know if that girl. I think did that girl live? I think she
Yeah.
might have.
I
Oh, there was one too where I think a cable. This may have been the one I was thinking of in Louisville. I don't remember. A cable came loose and like somehow like chopped her feet off.
lacerated or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that is some like final. I mean, she didn't die, but it is like Final Destination. Like you're just gone.
Where there was. I mean, all right. Before we go on, I don't even want to ask the question, but okay. So you said no kids. I just want to know.
Those were technically kids we just talked about. I think so.
I want to know what we're considering kids because we got to start somewhere. I mean, like what 13, 14?
Yeah, let's say like 13 and under, because there are some that were like little kids, like very little, and I'm like, that's fucked up.
I don't want to talk about that, but like a 14-year-old,
Yeah,
murky.
Yeah.
It's gray area because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there was a
I think
14, 15-year-old kid on another one of those descending rides that the harness, like he was too fat for the harness to come down,
oh god.
and so it wasn't actually like latched properly, And so he just got straight yeeted off of it, and
No, that is like my worst nightmare because
it's everyone's worst nightmare. Like
that's true.
You get on a roller coaster and you kind of feel like you're in between, those ratchet clicks. Like one is going to be way too tight, like hurting you, but one you're kind of floating in between. You're like, I might fly out of this thing.
I think that's why this topic is so interesting because it's like, oh, we're gonna go for like a family fun or friend fun day, and it's so beautiful. I'm gonna go and basically like create a sense of doom. Like I'm get the closest feeling to being like, oh, I'm gonna die. Yeah, and then to add to that, like, oh yeah, you actually are in a situation where you could easily, you're like, oh, a bolt could come off, something could snap, and you could die, and it'll be really gross. It's beautiful.
So
life.
Is there the recent? Like I want to say 2019 Top Thrill Dragster incident. Is that on your list?
That's not on my list. Let's talk about it.
Because you said you said a bolt came off. So the first thing that comes to mind for me is that what is called a flag plate in I think it's 2019 came off of it had just like rusted, I guess, enough, or the bolts weren't, I don't know, some little thing happened. It's a steel plate about a 1/4 inch thick and about this big flew off of the train at speed and absolutely clocked a woman in the head that was standing in line for the ride.
Oh God.
and the ride never reopened again. Cedar Point just reopened a completely redesigned, rebuilt version of the ride this year.
Oh.
But it was closed for like 4 years.
Well, I mean, I wonder if it makes it less haunted if you close it or demolish it. Yeah.
Well, they named it Top Thrill 2, which isn't great.
Oh, come on. They could have gotten a little more creative.
I thought so, too. I thought they probably could have done better.
Top Thrill. Oops, we did it again.
We'll try again.
But yeah,
maybe it'll work out.
For those unfamiliar, Top Thrill Dragster was it's a roller coaster that lasts maybe about 17 seconds, but it was at one point the tallest and fastest roller coaster in the world. You get launched from, nothing to whatever, 100 and something miles an hour. And then you go 400 feet, 90 degrees straight up, 400 feet, 90 degrees straight down. And then it was on that, after they came down and on the kind of back straightaway where you're rolling pretty fast back into the braking zone, is where the line is like right there next to the tracks. And quarter inch plate of steel flew off of the ride, and I don't think it ever got released to the public, like the identity of the woman or how she fared. I don't believe that she died, but I don't think the coaster enthusiast community ever actually sleuthed out, how she's doing today. So hope she's okay. Because that is coaster. I think on top of redesigning the ride, I think they probably also moved where the line is, if I had to guess.
Would make sense.
Should have tested that one before.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. There was one ride. I think it might have been called like the Python or something. I don't remember. But somebody died on it. But the tagline for the roller coaster had been like, I went on whatever roller coaster and lived. And after that, they changed it.
Oh, no. I mean, that's gotta be the tagline for a lot of them, probably. I mean, that's like the easiest thing to do. Because you said, we haven't really, like, as a society, I don't think we really can confront what you said is correct, that like what we're doing for fun is we're going to a place and just getting as close to the feeling of death as possible.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of roller coasters are probably, I rode such and such and lived. And then, that's going to look real bad after. So.
I wrote It's a Small World and lived.
Yeah, right.
Small World does have one death.
What?
Let's go. Let's go.
No,
all right.
Bring it forth.
Okay. Let me pull it up here. So it was I'll bring up specifics.
Was this, hang on, let me just place guesses before you.
Place guesses. Do it, yeah.
Is this an electrocution death?
I don't think so.
My guess is drowning.
It's like 1 foot of
I
water,
think-
Sam. How are you going to drown?
Let me.
It happens, man.
It does happen. You're right. Okay, let me see here. Because I read it and I was like, oh, It's a Small World is haunted.
And
Oh, it's haunted for other reasons.
which park, California or Florida?
It was in Florida.
Okay.
Okay, let me use my magical find button here.
Ah.
It's okay. There's actually 2 deaths.
Top thrill also.
Oh, this is different than what I saw too. Okay. Wait, am I looking at the right? It's a Small World.
Uh-oh.
Okay, maybe it was California, but I think it was a guy that got like crushed by one of the cars, and It's a Small World. And I was like, oh
Crushed,
god,
as in pinned in
like-
between two of them,
like-
or
run over.
What?
Yeah,
But there's
I didn't even
Oh.
yeah, I know, and I'm confused too because of like the water and stuff. I don't know. There's something about It's a Small World that's very
It had to be a horrible death.
so
very
like
dark.
they do like obviously the big thing that Disney worries, like the big liability that Disney worries about with A Small World is people getting out of the ride vehicle. And because they're like, this water's only a foot deep, I could walk around and be a little shit in here. Right. But this is exactly why, because clearly somebody got out of the ride vehicle and then, I don't know, broke his ankle on the rails that guide the little vehicles, or somehow fell and was unable to get up and so incapacitated that the vehicle ran him over.
I really like the comment. I think that's what's so creepy about it, is it's just like these little children. It's already very creepy without any deaths.
Honestly, this is a heavy victim blaming episode, but I'm gonna go ahead and say that guy deserved to die listening to that song.
Yeah.
For getting out, because the instructions are very clear. Just keep your arms and your feet and legs, keep your whole person inside of the vehicle at all times during the ride. It's very simple.
Instructions
One
are gonna
rule.
lay in the water.
I did find it. It was in Disneyland Paris.
Oh.
Fancy.
Oh,
Okay.
France, you know.
Oh well, if anyone could figure out a way to die on Small World, it's the French.
53-year-old cast member subcontracted to Disney became trapped underneath a boat in It's a Small World when the ride was inadvertently switched on while being cleaned.
Oh.
He was taken to a hospital and died. That is some like, oh, what if one of the little people did it? The little,
The animatronics.
they're haunted.
They snuck down there like, "Ha."
Yeah, fuck Five Nights at Freddy's. This is the
right.
real life version. Well, I think at least we can feel a little bit better because the song probably wasn't playing. So at least he didn't die listening to the song.
Maybe it came on right when they switched it on. So that's the last thing he heard before.
To go with your theory, if one of the little people did this, then they definitely turned the lights off and put the song on before they did it.
And it was like insult, like.
You put the record on the wrong speed. Yeah. Well, so that's
how it happened.
That's much worse. That's much worse.
Nobody wants to admit it, but that's how it happened.
The French media and government colluded to hide the truth from us.
The woke mob doesn't want you to know what happened at Disneyland Paris.
That's true. That's true. It's real freaky.
How many Disney deaths are on your list?
You know, those are the ones that are most interesting. I think actually there are a lot, but I'll tell you this. So again, this Wikipedia page is called, it starts off as list of accidents as amusement parks, and then as you drill in, it'll be like list of incidents. And that's because with Disney World, it starts to be things that aren't like accidents, and it turns into a lot of weird characters being perverts and people being perverts to characters. So there's a lot of those because it's just like, what is going on at Disney World? I only got to Disney World. And I was like, good God.
I'm sorry. I get excited.
Yes, him goes there all the time. It's probably him.
Yeah, there was like 3 or 4 entries that were like different men, like a few days or weeks, one after another, in like some wave pool, just like going after children. I'm like, maybe you guys should put more security or something in that part of the park.
Yeah.
It's real creepy. There's on November 2nd, 2019, a 51-year-old sex offender was arrested and charged with battery after groping a cast member playing Ariel during a meet and greet. Just like, why?
Can we get some kind of like sex offender screening for buying tickets to amusement parks? I feel
right.
Instead of like restricting who can go into the fucking library and shit, like maybe, you know.
It's disturbing. I guess there are probably, I don't know how many people go in and out of Disney World a year, but it was like, good God, why? There's a lot of freaky stuff going on.
Whoa.
I didn't find anything about Mrs. Incredible on here, though, which I was surprised. Nobody had made an attempt. So,
well, Sam knows what he's doing next time.
Hey, we're Dumpy Supreme at. They're like, who? You know who I'm talking about.
There's another one where somebody got groped by Donald Duck, which is not funny, but it's imagining Donald Duck being a pervert is funny.
Yeah.
You're not really allowed to say things on this show if they can't be funny because
I
encouraging us.
I put it on the list for a reason, okay?
There we go. Yep, did he do the Donald?
I want to know that too. He's like, I guess that's more, what's that other duck? Looney Tunes duck? They sound the same. Sylvester.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
they all sound the same.
That's true. That's true. He's already a pervert, even if he doesn't do anything, because he's not wearing pants.
Pants on, man.
Yeah.
I think duck's like anatomy is shaped like a corkscrew too. So
anatomy. That's a classy word for penis.
You know.
Yes.
Corkscrew.
I have a below average anatomy.
That should have been my choice for a topic. You should have told me that earlier. So
don't worry, this show goes all over the place.
Wait, what? So what would the topic be in that case? The anatomy of various animals.
I mean, I did actually. There is one interest, like hyenas. Hyenas are very interesting.
Well, there's
in that regard.
I think aren't like cats barbed or there's.
I think so.
Like that, yeah.
It's
really not a fun time.
Threatening aura.
Yeah. So be grateful, human women.
Anyway. That's right, ladies. We got to count our blessings. We're not dealing with barbs. Or corkscrews.
Ladies,
what do you think I am? A wine bottle?
Just ignore that roll of barbed wire in the bedroom that you see.
Oh, so amusement. I guess we can choose to do our action park segment whenever we want.
You can start now.
But I mean, I'm so upset that I never got to go to Action Park. And I encourage anyone, even remotely interested in what we're talking about, go consume any available information about Action Park. It was an independently owned theme park in New Jersey that bought off local officials to skirt safety regulations, and they very deliberately wanted to make like a kind of chaotic, unsafe environment. Like that was their goal for their amusement park. And families went there knowing the kids might be injured today. And you're thinking like, well, okay, is this the 1920s or whatever? No, this went until the fucking 90s. It's insane. But the one action park, the first one that I remember is that's why I thought of electrocution when you mentioned It's a Small World because I know that somebody got electrocuted in the kayak ride because they just had like exposed wiring in the water, and so someone like got out of the kayak or something. How close am I on the details here?
I'm looking here. I'm seeing stuff about people drowning.
There was a lot of drowning. A lot of drowning at Action Park.
What if we made the kayak ride
Kayak.
thrill
Kayak.
ride? Kayak.
I like that better. Kayak. I like the loop ride. I don't know if this was the same documentary. I think that documentary is just strictly about Action Park, but there's a documentary about that one slide in like Texas. I think it's like Schlitterbahn that they made where they didn't like. It's pretty much like Action Park. They just built it. They were like, we're going to make it as big as possible. And then the little kid fell off and got his head cut off on it. Sorry, I broke my own rule. But it's a very interesting documentary because they film like this guy who made it talking about it, and he's like, yeah, build it higher. Like he can't get enough of building it higher, and then, see what happens. It's terrible. It's really terrible. Because like it's just so careless. But it reminded me of Action Park a little because it's the same attitude of like, this is gonna be fucking sick. I don't care if anyone dies.
And again, like we're talking about modern era. Like that's what's crazy. This isn't like the 40s or whatever. When we valued human life less. Although in Texas, never mind. What you were referencing though was Action Park. They had a water slide that did a full loop, right?
Yeah, and it was enclosed. So like
an enclosed loop. It was an enclosed slide with a loop in it. Yeah.
And just looking at pictures of it, it's like, oh, that's a bad idea. Like, the human body is not supposed to move that way. Like, the loop is very, like, tight.
Yeah. Like, they probably didn't use computers to design it. They were just kind of like, whatever. And
I guess it said that they did send test dummies down it, and some had been dismembered and decapitated.
And they
still opened it. Yeah.
That won't happen to anybody real.
Yeah, the problem is the dummy's bones aren't as strong as real bones.
Did we put one together with real bones in it to see how
They could just like slap together a bunch of McRibs, send them down. They've got bones in them, bone shape.
Bone shape. Everyone knows McRib is made of real human bone. And that's why it's shaped like that.
That's how you know. That's why it's McRib season. There's a lot of bones available from these amusement parks.
That's why the McRib went away for a while. We didn't have any amusement parks.
Yeah, Action Park really disrupted the McRib supply chain when the government finally condemned it.
I did find your kayak experience. It was an imitation whitewater course that used submerged electric fans to agitate the water above. That sounds like a great idea. Frequently, the kayaks got stuck or tipped over, and people had to get out of them to remedy the situation. In 1982, a man died while trying to get back in his kayak when he touched the open wiring of the fans.
Oh my God.
And then it closed.
In the water that you're riding in. They just had exposed wiring. And like millions of people visited this amusement park.
Millions.
It was very popular for many. It was, and this sounds like a thing that, what did this last 6 months? No, it was like 15 years. It was like a long time. Maybe more. I don't know.
Now that was a theme park. You'd get a T-shirt. I went to.
Yeah, I survived.
Yeah, right.
I didn't touch the shock wire.
I survived the loop. My bones still work.
I was not dismembered while riding the loop.
I like this. The park also sold beer and mini kiosks on the grounds with similarly relaxed enforcement of the drinking age.
Yes, that was. I forgot. That's another crucial element to Action Park is that they would pretty much just sell anybody alcohol.
Hell yeah.
That sounds like a good family time.
Man, good family time.
Really wish it was around for when The Sopranos filmed. That would have been a great episode.
Would have.
And like all of the staff was just stoned teenagers. It was just kind of like Lord of the Flies situation. Like there's no real adults running the thing, and
It was just a 24/7 local carnival.
Yeah, I think that is like another interesting thing about theme parks, and the feeling of dying, and you could die, is watching like all the teenagers operate their rides, and you're just like staring at them before they release you, and you're just like, oh my god, all of our lives are in your hands.
yeah. Yeah. Well, luckily, it's not so much in the year 2024 because they've got the computers running these things to where it makes it very, very difficult to like run trains into each other, which is the primary way that people get hurt on roller coasters.
Great opportunity for AI to wipe out humanity.
Perfect opportunity.
We've talked about that on this show too.
Perfect opportunity for AI to wipe out humanity. Because eventually we're going to have I right now I don't think it's AI, normal computer programs, but eventually we can probably have AI operating these rides without any people, and at that point you're right, like AI can totally just Roller Coaster Tycoon launch us into each other or whatever they feel like doing.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, God bless, we had a good run.
Time to end it all.
Here's your helmet, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
What's one of the more graphic ones you got for us, Keelin?
I guess it really depends, like it depends on what your definition of graphic is. I think there was one, I think it was at Six Flags. It may have been over Georgia. This has actually happened multiple places, I think.
Yes,
because
I know where you're going, and this has happened multiple places, multiple times, including like pretty recently. This pretty much happens.
God.
This pretty much happens like once every election cycle.
I wonder if they were like related.
Yeah.
So the one I remember is a kid like lost their hat, and they went in the gated area under the roller coaster to retrieve their hat, and they got decapitated. I think I think it was a hanging ride, so I think they got decapitated.
A person's feet. A person's feet. Imagine you are riding, let's see, for the locals, you are on Batman the Ride, because that's a suspended roller coaster. So you're on a suspended roller coaster, and you obviously you have no control over the vehicle that you're in. You're on a track. You're in a roller coaster. It's not even crossed your mind that you might want to stop abruptly. And so you come around a turn, and this happens within a 2-second span. You spot something. Hey, is that a kid? Oh my God. Oh, I just kicked his head off.
Yeah, and then you have injuries too. I mean, you just hit somebody's head, it knocked it off.
Broke your leg for
you
sure.
Probably broke your fucking feet or ankles or something.
Yeah.
And you just punted a head off of a human body.
Yeah.
Against your will.
Yep.
I lost my phone on a roller coaster once.
I did too.
Yeah. I didn't go back to get it. That's why we're here today. We survived.
We survived. I survived Superman the Ride.
I think mine was on the Screaming Eagle.
Jesus Christ.
Is that what it's called? Damn.
Should have said heads down, I think.
Yeah, now imagine if they did and the person looks up.
Right, that's heads up. What?
Yeah. What if they did? I mean, I guess you wouldn't have time to see it happen.
That's
what the fuck?
your thought when you're seeing somebody standing there. Heads up.
Again, though, the fences around the ride are there for a reason. They've got signs all over them says, "Don't fucking go past this fence.
Don't even go near this fence. Get away from it.
You're gonna get your fucking head kicked off."
And they did.
But so I remember another decapitation incident it wasn't a suspended ride, and I don't, maybe you know better when or where this was, but I remember it being a slightly less instantaneous decapitation.
Oh no!
Where a person kind of got brought along in front of the train, and so everyone on the train had just enough, enough seconds to perceive what was happening, and then hear the head pop off.
Oh! No, I didn't know that.
Again, folks, don't hop fences at amusement parks. I can't stress this enough. If you value having your head on your body,
I do. I think I do.
Don't hop fences at amusement parks.
It was Batman. It was Batman the ride.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, that's happened twice.
Yes, Batman the Ride has like 8 clones around the country and more around the world. It's a very copied copy paste roller coaster. But the original one here in Gurnee, Illinois. Thank you very much.
And it still hasn't been renovated, and it's still old as hell.
And it's fucking awesome. It's a great ride. It's a great roller coaster with great theming.
Mm-hmm.
It is cool. It is a good ride. I like it a lot.
Ad.
Yeah.
Six Flags. You guys should get sponsored.
Wait, what are they now? Are they sick because they merged with Cedar Fair? You know that, right?
I did not know that.
There's one fucking company in charge of all the theme parks now.
Of course.
Six Flags and Cedar Fair merged.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if they're called Seven Flags or what.
Capitalism, baby. They're still Six Flags as far as I know. I'm sure they'll change down the line.
Yeah, so like they're technically in charge of all the Cedar Fair parks as well now. So that's
Cedar Flags.
Yeah. That's cool.
That's a nice ring to it.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh god.
Oh fuck.
Wow. Never gonna watch somebody kick somebody in the head again.
Oh darn it! That's what I was gonna do later.
You're gonna kick somebody in the head
and make you watch.
Oh
yeah.
Can I watch?
Yeah, sure.
Keelin's like, you know what now?
She's like, I want to watch more now.
Yeah.
Anything.
I'm desensitized now, so I can do anything. I can do anything. Show me. Yeah.
Keelin, have you ever been on a ride thinking you're about to die while riding it, or before it even starts? Have you ever sat on a ride and been like, I probably shouldn't be on this right now?
I feel like every ride I go on, it's kind of like that. I'm like, why am I doing this? And yeah,
carousel, you're like, this is a fucking nightmare.
I picked the wrong animal. I do. What is the biggest one at Great America?
Is
Raging
it Goliath
Bull?
now or?
Yeah, Raging Bull. That
Raging
one,
Bull.
Nothing happened with it, but I mean that one is very effective. Because it's like so steep, and then you curve so much, and then you're only held in by a seatbelt.
Lap thing, yeah, it's really,
Yeah.
And it is
really
yes,
bad.
and that's what I was gonna say. It is because there are no inversions. They're not required in Illinois to have over the shoulder restraints. And it's, by the way, those seats are super comfy on that ride. And even the lap restraint is like pretty padded, and it's a very comfy ride to be on. But yes, that's one that, again, if you get stuck in between clicks on the lap harness, that's a 202 foot drop.
Oh my god! Yeah, and it's like almost straight. That's what it feels like.
It's pretty steep. It's one of the more. Never mind. I'm not going to give a dissertation on roller coaster stuff right now. You guys
come on, show us what you got in that thing.
I know.
You guys don't care who manufactured it, but it's one of the more unique. It's referred to in the community as a hyper twister. A hyper coaster is any roller coaster above 200 feet, and it is a. It's one of the few B&M coasters that really hasn't been duplicated anywhere, and it's unique to Great America because of the small footprint that it takes up. It's a really fun roller coaster, though. I enjoy it quite a bit. But yes, that is one that can make you feel like you're going to fly the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
It's got the double dip, the drop that starts, and then you think, oh, this is the drop. No, it's not. Oh, here we go.
Yep.
And I usually have lost all vision at the top of the crest following the drop.
Yeah.
Probably a problem.
Watching
with
it, the slow, like going up that slow, like
yes,
it's really a suspense builder.
Yes, the good old fashioned chain lift at like a blistering 4 miles an hour or whatever, all the way up.
Yeah.
That's a
and then
fun
just free falling. Yeah, I think it was honestly like the turns that the drop was like it was scary. It's supposed to be scary, but the turns were when I was like, oh, my mind is unfortunate because I'll think things during the roller coaster like, oh, I could just like fall out of here. Oh, what if my seatbelt came unbuckled? I would just like die. I really hate it. It's awful. It's a curse.
Like right before Keelin's talking to everybody in line on the ride, like, I could die on this,
I'm just talking to all the teenagers, like all the guys with the little TikTok haircut that's like the fake perm. Like, you ever consider we could just die?
Bro, it would not be lit.
Oh, it's terrible. Well, the actually underrated for like if you want to die, well, there's two. The two wooden roller coasters at Great America feel like you're going to die in different ways.
Yeah.
Because American Eagle, the OG,
American Eagle, yeah.
American Eagle's going to be torn down any day now because
I'm surprised it's still standing.
because Sam and I drove past it on the way out to Milwaukee a few weeks ago, and
doesn't look great.
They have given up repainting it, so that's never a good sign. And you know when you go on the ride, there's never any line, and when you hit those, they would call them helixes when it was built, but they're really like there's no banking. It's like flat when you're doing the turnaround, and things are making noises and creaking, and you're up there going, this might be it. Like this is how I die. This might be all she wrote. So there's the jankiness factor of American Eagle that makes you feel like you're going to die. But then the unsung hero is the other wood roller coaster, Viper, at Great America, which the kids working there will pretty much let you set your restraints however you feel like. Just however you feel like. So if you want to fly off the roller coaster, they'll pretty much let you. There's a seatbelt and a lap bar. They don't really check how tight the seatbelt is. They come around and do a quick little tap on the lap bar, and then they send you on your way. And it's a roller coaster that's full of ejector air time, is what we call it. Boy, I am talking too fucking much. Sam, ask a question.
I love it.
I was gonna say, like, obviously you're hitting all the big amusement parks, but all those local carnivals with the zipper and the gravitron and all that have got to have.
That's a good question.
Shitload more.
Those are
Have you found in your research here any of those? Because I feel like Sam's right. Like
they have like a whole page of independent amusement parks that's just like huge. It's huge, yeah. And honestly, I remember I was terrified of amusement parks for a long time because they would have like Dateline shows where they would cover amusement park accidents and stuff like, oh, the train just went off the tracks. And I think there was one at like, this doesn't maybe count as a smaller operation, but at the Mall of America, wasn't there one that just like flew off and crashed into a wall or something? I don't know if it was Mall of America, but it was in an indoor one, I think in a mall or somewhere.
Probably was.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a terrible way to go. Terrible.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I don't know. We're splitting hairs, but I feel like if it's instant, like you hit the wall and just lights out, like like Dale, it wouldn't be that bad.
That's true.
Like that would actually probably be like a probably good way to go if you had to pick one. Like you're having fun. Done.
I feel like that's a case where maybe being in the front seat might be best. But
yes. It was worth it to wait the extra time. Because you had the quickest death.
Yeah, I think that there's a ton of those like little ones, which makes sense. Like, I mean, have you ever been on a ride at like a fair? Not even a state fair, like a local fair. One of those is just like, where did this even come from? Yeah, like a carnival, a pop-up carnival. So creepy. Like, who put this together?
Yeah. And you don't want to know the answer.
No, you don't.
No disrespect to the carnies, but I see them. I'm scared. They scare me. I'm terrified.
No offense, but I'm terrified.
No disrespect
You guys-
to parties, but if you looked at a fucking carny, I mean, Jesus Christ.
I don't blame them for not giving a damn.
True.
Yeah, right? I mean, what are they supposed to do? I mean, this is what they do. They go around and they set up these little rides, and if you ride it, that's on you.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think the
this-
worst like carny one I ever heard of was like on that one. I think it's called the Gravitron or something like that, where it just spins and you're stuck to the wall.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
That thing. I think like what happened was a woman like kind of flipped upside down accidentally, got
Oh,
stuck to the middle
no.
of it, and her foot got completely clean cut off by the thing. I'm like, imagine you're stuck to the thing and you can't move, and that happens to you. Like, oh my god.
I think.
Oh, and then having to watch it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You can just see, like you can probably, and like when you get off the ride, let's be honest, you're looking to see if you can see where the foot landed, right?
I mean, that seems like the natural
You're looking.
natural thing to do.
where
I want to
the
see the exit velocity on that angle. What was the launch angle of your foot? Approximate distance.
I mean, I
do you take it to get it signed afterwards?
I feel like we've been pretty roller coaster heavy. So what
We have.
other than like
The groping?
other than like sexual assault and roller coaster accidents, like do you got any good violent accidents?
Violent. There was one that was pretty horrific. Oh God, I'm like struggling if I should bring it up.
Come on.
All right. This is another one of those like juxtaposition ones. Someone shot themselves right outside of the Despicable Me Minion Mayhem.
That's not funny.
It's not funny. But it's Minion Mayhem.
What did the minions do?
There's nothing funny about that, Sam. Why are you laughing, man?
What did the minions say? I think they were inside. Also, a fire broke out in the Minion Mayhem building.
Jesus Christ!
That was a separate incident. Those weren't related.
I mean, this ride is called Mayhem, so
Yeah. The gun got around park security. Because
horrifying.
there were no metal
Was it
detectors.
the same security as guaranteed
Yeah, I was
rate
gonna
deal,
say.
Yeah, must have been. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just they saw that happen. And banana.
Banana. So if you go see the new Despicable Me, don't think of that.
Riding the
He didn't actually go on the ride. He never made it there.
Wait.
He never made it there. Never made it to the ride. Maybe if he had, it'd be different.
You know what? We got a minute and a half, Sam. I think that's a good thing. Keelin, thanks for not bringing that up until the very end, because I've got a lot of material. I got a lot to say, and I'm not going to say any of it.
You're welcome.
Howard.
If you'd like more details, it's on the wikipedia.org incidents at Universal Parks.
No. If I'd like more details, again, viewers don't listen to this part. Keelin, the best part of this show is when we hang up on the live viewers and then we get to talk to you. That's when we do our second hour.
When we do our better.
Right. So, yeah, anyway, Sam, what do you got?
Well, I've got a lot of questions.
Besides IBS.
That also. Keelin, where can people find you? Or do you have anything to plug while you're here?
You can always find me at Razzball every Saturday morning. Sometimes I don't get comments because everything I write is already in the news like several hours before it comes out. But come keep me company. And then you post my Twitter handle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so find me there. I'm there in Blue Sky.
Yeah.
It's KEELIN 12F2FT at Blue Sky. However they do their name.
Yeah.
However that works.
Yeah, and of course with Sadistic Penguin here, which everybody knows and loves and is part of here for the most part. So it's beautiful. No, I'm not sorry for what I talked about tonight. You know what? It happened. I'm telling the truth. You all need to know so you can be safe.
That's right.
You're protecting the people. That's what
You're right. There are like 4.5 deaths at amusement parks a year. Don't be one of them by crossing the fence.
Get that I survived t-shirt.
I feel like we need a the more you know style graphic for that. Like, don't only you can prevent forest fires. Only you can prevent yourself from being decapitated at Six Flags.
For the most part, there's some uncontrollable
Stay off
things.
the fences. Stay away. Don't go in them. Don't go near them.
Read the signs. Read the signs, folks.
And if you can't read them, have someone read them to you.
Check your buckles.
Check your buckles.
Check your buckles.
Loose items, because that's another thing people probably get. By the way, real quick, the reason that amusement parks make you take all the shit out of your pockets on the big rides is because that shit flies out and fucking clocks people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so take that shit seriously. Put your shit away. You'll get it back, I promise. And if you don't, they'll buy you a new one. So what are you worried about?
Yeah. Put your shit away.
Yeah.
Thank you, Keelin, for joining us and bringing us on a lovely episode of Talking Out Our Ass, where we talked about amusement park accidents. Always a good time to have topics that are ridiculously fun.
Just in time for summer,
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Go on out there, go to all the amusement parks you can before the summer's over. Try to see which one is the most dangerous to you. And then let us know. Thank you, everybody who watched and commented along with us. For mass programming, we will not be doing AssCast this Thursday. We're very patriotic, and we're going to be celebrating the 4th of July. We'll be back next week, next Thursday at 7 o'clock, and then Talking Our Ass will be in 2 weeks from today. So thank you all, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.